Hi everyone, it's Sandra, and I know my title of my, what is that thing called? YouTube channel is called Italian Chef Mama. But I've had a few people tell me that they would like to see how I do some of my drawings. So I thought I'd give you a few minutes of me starting out on a page. So hopefully this won't bore you too much. Today is April 4th, 2020. And I just finished making a beautiful potato, maitake mushroom, and King Richard leek soup. And now I'm decided to do a little bit of drawing to kind of lower my anxiety just a little bit because I have a lot to do and really no time to do it because I'm considered an essential worker and I've been working, 40 hours a week still. And I feel blessed to be able to do that. So anyway, here goes. I'm just going to start off with something botanical. So I started drawing in 2012 when a friend of mine named Lynn Richards on Facebook accidentally left her, a sketchbook on an airplane and took a picture or had taken pictures of her sketches and had posted that she hoped that the person that gets it next enjoys it. Well, I saw her sketches and I thought, oh my gosh, when I'm on the phone, I do that. I doodle. And it was really cool. And every time I start this, Lynn Richards, I love you, always comes to mind whenever I start any drawing. And Lynn's beautiful daughter, Brenna, was in my class, and that's how I met Lynn. So we became Facebook friends when I was a teacher, and Lynn is always credited as starting my little drawing adventure. So my first drawings, because I didn't have pen, I just used these cheap Sharpies. My first drawings were with a blue felt tip pen on a piece of copy paper about midnight after I saw her posting in bed. And I just did these terrible little squiggles. And I told myself, I'm going to practice this every single day until I can get better at it. Then people were posting these on YouTube, and I'm just like, oh, I can learn so much from this. So I started studying, and at the time, unfortunately, I was in a wheelchair. So kind of confined and needed something to do with my brain. And that's when what's called, some people say Zentangling, but I don't like to use that because the people that made up Zentangling are really proprietary with that word. So I call it doodling. And I just like to do botanical things. I can't draw people, I can't draw faces, but this I can do. So sometimes I like to make name drawings. So I did my own name because now that I have a desk at work, I started this one for myself to kind of like a nameplate. I made one for each of my coworkers and my boss already. So they have them at their desks, I think. My next door coworker does. Don't worry, she's 6 feet away from me, even more actually. So everybody has their own office and nobody touches. So everyone's really pretty safe. So there's that. So I'm doing this right here. I don't know why, but I always start with this. It's just something I do. So when I'm on the phone, remember when we were kids and we had the phones that were attached to the wall with a long cord? There was always a pen and a phone book nearby. And I remember always doodling on them, drawing flowers, making lines, making geometric shapes. Who knew it would turn into something that I did for relaxation, for fun, and sometimes I'm commissioned to make things for people, which is kind of fun. I've made names for people's children when they were born. I put animals as well as I could around them, mostly girl names because flowers are easier for me. I made some for little boys, and it was a lot of geometric shapes with a lot of lines and different patterns in between. I've done some for a friend of mine named Marie, wanted names or initials for each of her coworkers at their desk, so I did 5x5s of that. It was really fun. It's nice to do something for someone else. So it's just, I'm going to do one more of these and I'm going to move on. I call these fans. I don't know why. I just call them fans. Now, when I'm drawing, I always do the big things first. Then I go in and do all of the little minute details. But for the sake of this video, I'm going to go ahead and do some minutia. So we'll go and I'll draw one of these. And I'll draw like this. And I'll do that. And some of these, can you see that? Oh, you can't. Bummer. There we go. Do that. And come like this. Can you see that? There we go. I don't have good setups and all that stuff, the overhead stuff. I just don't. And I don't know that I'll be investing in any of that stuff. This is just for people asking me to please post what my process is and how I draw some of the stuff that I do. That's what I'm doing. So, and I'm thankful for that too, because I never thought about filming what I draw. I just like watching what other people draw. It's very relaxing to me. It's therapeutic. It helps me to be creative and really take my mind off of what's going on in the world right now. Who knew I would need it this much? But, and there's that. And I love these vines. I call them octopus arms, even though they're not, but people ask me all the time, oh, do you use a template? No, they really are drawn, freehand. The only thing I use I'll show you. And the only thing I use a stencil on is, like, this is from my Old Town Baking Company where I work. See those circles right there? I don't want to get my pen on there, but these circles, these right here, that is a stencil. And there they are down there, all those stencils. But everything else on this is freehand, except for, oh, and also the lettering. I have these letters right here. But I'll just use those as an extension, and then I just make them bigger, and I like them a little wavy. So all those, everything else on here is freehand, except for those circles. And everything inside of the circles is freehand. You can tell, especially when you look up close, it's like, oh, wow, she really does make a lot of different types of mistakes, but it is what it is. It's drawing. This is, I don't do this, for a living, and, which I'd love to be able to. But there's that. And then in between these, I like to do, and it's weird because I'm not a detail person, but I love to make these little tiny circles. Those are my favorite things to do. There we go. And I just do that. And then for a flower, I go like this. And like, oops, see? And just do that. Doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be done. And then the detail I'll do on that is this, to kind of shade it a little bit and do something like that. So I'll finish all those up, and then I do that to give it a little bit of texture, I guess, and then more circles because that's my favorite. Circle. Oh, that was my dog shaking her collar. There's that. Oh, and then another one of my favorite things to do are these. Can you see that? Yeah, okay. And I like the black to be on the outside and I'll show you what I mean in a second. So do that. I'll do this quickly, and I'm going to end this video real soon because who wants to watch 20 minutes of listening to me talk and do this? So I go black, white, black, white, black, white, black, white, black, white. Oops, that's ending on a white, so I want to end on a black. And now and then I'll finish it doing that to it. So I'm going to color right there and leave some opening. And from far away, it looks like it's sparkling. Doesn't it? Isn't that cool? So, and I love them, obviously, because I do a lot of them. These have become a new obsession for me, too. That's kind of fun. So, this is me doodling, and this is what I do for fun. And when I'm done with my day, I normally do this in the evenings, way after hours, like starting at like 10 o'clock at night. If I don't have work the next day, or even if I do have work the next day, I just need an hour of just some real mind-numbing stuff. I'll have the TV on in the background. I listen to more shows than I watch, but yeah. So that's how I do my doodling. If you'd like to see more videos, let me know. I will be happy to videotape them for you. So this is Sandra signing off right now because I got to go do some laundry. But I wanted to show you my process, and it's pretty simple. Get a piece of paper, a pen, your favorite things to draw, and actually do it. So that's it. Like and subscribe. Let me know what you think. Talk to you soon. Oh, I need my little PSA for the day. Gosh. I'm just going to say what I always say. Love one another, be kind, and be really respectful. There's a lot of disrespectful people out there, but we don't have to be one of them. Show kindness when kindness is difficult, and show love when love is really hard. And we're all in this together. So keep looking up and make sure that we stay inside so that other people can do their job and save us from ourselves. Ciao.